This is Chris with Dive Zone Scuba for another technical diving tips, techniques, and trips video. Welcome to the Cayman Brac 2023 dive trip briefing. We will be departing from Houston, Texas to Miami, Florida for the first leg of the trip on June the 3rd or earlier. Once we are in Miami, we'll be taking a Cayman Airways flight for the second leg of the trip on the 3rd of June. The plane is a 737 directly from Miami to Cayman Brac. The Cayman Airways flight is approximately 1.5 hours. So we will be arriving in Cayman Brac early in the afternoon. We will be staying at the Alexander Hotel on the right side of the map, which is located between the north and south shores. As you can see, the south shore can be rather rough. This will be the first time in a number of trips that we're actually staying at the Alexander Hotel, so it is sort of an experiment for future trips. From what we can tell, the Alexander is actually a very nice facility. Here is a picture of the inner courtyard at night with the pool. Each guest has their own room with a small kitchenette. However, we will be on the morning and evening meal plan. There are, however, several grocery stores in case you would like to eat lunch in your room. You can also bring home Barry's Golden Jerk Chicken. There are actually only 2 scuba shops on Cayman Brac. We will be using the Brac Scuba Shack on this trip, as we have in many trips in the past, for both the shore and boat dives, as we have been very happy with their service. For shore diving, air tanks are $12 per tank and nitrox tanks are $16 per tank. The only diving we have prepaid for is one boat trip, and we are looking at using that boat trip to go to the Little Cayman Bloody Bay Wall National Park. In the event that we're actually able to go to the Bloody Bay Wall Park, there will be a $30 surcharge for fuel. Most of our diving will actually be shore diving off of the north side of the island. And in fact, if you do go on a boat trip in Cayman Brac, you're going to go on exactly the same dives that we'll do from the shore. One year, one of the divers did pay to do a night boat dive, and we could actually see him from the shore, and we're yelling across the water to him. So boat diving might be more of a convenience thing for some divers. Another aspect to the shore dives is we can actually go to the center part of the north shore, which the boats will not go to. So we can do much more interesting diving than that available just off of the boats. We will typically do between 2 and 4 shore dives a day, and we'll be using the vehicles to get to whatever dive site that we'd like to go to. There is a wonderful wreck called the MV Tibbets on the northwest shore of the island. That vessel used to be actually a Russian frigate. There is also what I consider to be the best single dive in the Western Hemisphere off of an area called Scott's Dock. This dive has a 3,000-foot wall dive, a swim through, a wreck, and a reef dive all combined into one dive. I am not aware of any other place in the world that is possible. Another interesting site among many is Radar Reef. At Radar Reef, an artist named Foots created an underwater sculpture gallery called Atlantis, which at one time was claimed to have the most underwater sculptures in the world. There is also Handcuff Reef directly across from the police station. At Handcuff Reef, there is a coral reef with large barrel sponges that looks like the egg scene in the movie Aliens. Unfortunately, we will be departing Cayman Brac on 10 June. The return trip will be somewhat different than the incoming trip, where we will stop briefly in Grand Cayman to go through security before we head to Miami. This is Chris with Dive Zone Scuba. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.